Hey folks, just going to go through the attribute sets and all that information to demonstrate how to do that also in bulk. So for example, if you want filtering options on the left hand side of your page when you're in a category that contains products that have attributes, you have to add that attribute, and there has to be products that exist within that category and within the current filter for that filter to show up. We're going to take custom mesh windows, for example, today. They seem to have a size range that they fit. Normally you wouldn't create a single attribute for 5 products, but in this case, just for demonstration purposes, we're going to go ahead and do that. So the first step of this process is to go to Catalog, Attributes, Manage Attributes, and then you're going to create a new attribute, Add New Attribute. You're going to come through here, you're going to add an attribute code. In this case, we're going to do a multiple select, so there's multiple options. Each of the options will show up on the left-hand value. Unique value, it has to be unique values required. That means that for every product that has this attribute, there is a value that is required. Apply to all product types. You've got selected product types, which are like simple, grouped, configurable, so on and so forth. So if you only wanted to apply to configurable products, then you would select that using quick search. So typically that's a no. Advanced search also a no, unless you're actually supplying that advanced search option for the customer. But comparable and front end, typically yes. Using layered navigation, this is the big one. It needs to be set to either filtered with results or without results to show up on the left hand side. Using search results, layered navigation, so if somebody searches for a net, then do you want the filter to show up on the left hand side for those search results? Promo rule conditions, so if you can set a value, if it is equal to something, then apply a 15% discount or whatever you like. Position, so this would be like a 0, 10, so on and so forth, 0 being at the top of the list, and then they all kind of like filter, each item filters the other ones out. So if you've got 2 10s, then they just are going to stack kind of on top of each other. Allow HTML tags on the front end. This would show up on your product view if you have yes, otherwise no. Visible on product view pages on front end, same thing. Both of those have to be set to yes for it to show up. Using product listings also has to be set to yes to show up. Also, it's part of the development part too, so if I wanted to access that attribute from the product, you would have to set this in a particular way, but that's not too important. Next step, at least for a multi-select, is to add an option. These are just the names. So in admin, what do you want to call this option? We'll call it, what was it, 140 inch plus 140 plus. We'll do the same thing for default store. We'll add the position here, and we're just going to do 2 for now, but you do the whole thing. 81 to 140 is the next one. 81 to 140, and that would be 1. So the 140 would be at the top of the list, and 81 to 140 would be next in line. We're going to save and continue. Oops. What do we manage titles? Oh, this is window size. Window size. Okay, so those are the labels for that attribute grouping. We'll save the attribute. Okay, now your attributes have to be added to your product attribute group. By default, Magento places all of your attribute your products within your attribute set. I think it's default. So if you come in here, again, that was catalog, attributes, manage attribute sets. Okay, we're going to go to default. I would recommend setting up different attribute sets for different types of products. For example, nets. You would create an attribute set for nets. Okay. Additionally, I would set up a folder in here called specifically like attributes, or you could even get fancier and call it, for example, nets, because that folder is only going to show up on the net attributes. Where did it go? Nets. Where are we? Nets. Oh, there we go. So we would go and drag net size into nets. We're going to go ahead and save the attribute set. Now if you come back to your products, manage products, and go custom mesh, you are going to see nets. Okay, so then you can select your window size, control click to select multiple window sizes. So 140 really could fit within this as well, because it's 140 plus. I think that's how you're working it, but you know, if you just want to select the 140 or whatever it may be. The next step of this process, which becomes easier if you have already done some work, is to bulk assign this attribute to the products that fit appropriately. So normally what I would do is, if you've already assigned the products to the attributes, you would go attribute set name, and let's say it was nets, you'd select nets, you'd hit search, it would only show you nets, and then you would do something like 140 or 140 inches, hit enter. Now you have these products that are have names that include 140 inch. I don't know how you named everything, so I can't really do this efficiently, but you should be able to do this pretty efficiently. Now imagine both of these were 140 pluses. What I would do is hit select all, or you can individually click them too, and then you're gonna come up to here, actions, update attributes, and submit. Okay, next thing you're gonna do is search for window size right here, right? You're going to hit change, and then you're going to select the appropriate attribute that applies to it. If you don't click on change for any of these things, it's not going to apply the change over all of the products that were checked prior to this window. So don't worry about like setting all the names equal to blank or anything like that. Next we're going to hit save, and I'm not, well, I guess I could do that just for demonstration purposes. Okay, this one's set incorrectly, obviously 81 to 140, but just for kicks and giggles, if we go back to nets, you'll see that it's set to 140. Now that's kind of the quickest way to do it if you have a large data set. Otherwise, you know, you can always do it through Excel or something along those lines. I hope this helped out. If you have any other questions, be sure to get a hold of me. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.